Hey everyone. Okay, sorry for the delay, and I'm glad I'm here. Today is a review on simplified numerical expressions. And I noticed that today when you were taking your unit assessment that some of you forgot to follow the whole format that I taught you, and that we were practicing on the last week and a half. So I want to go back and review. I'm going to bring this back down. It says, while on vacation, Chrisley bought 3 bracelets for $9.75 each and 3 necklaces for $18 each. She used a coupon for $15 off the total price of the jewelry. The discounted price of the jewelry store Chrisley bought can be found during this expression. Okay, so they already did the expression for you. All you need to do is to find out what is the discounted price in dollars and cents of the jewelry Chrisley bought. Okay, so we're not going to bubble in anything, but we are going to solve. So I'm going to bring my problem here, bring it down. I have my bracket 3 times $9.75 plus $3.18, or 3 times 18 minus 15. My 3 represents the 3 bracelets. The $9.75 represents how much they cost. She bought 3 necklaces. The $18 represents how much they each cost. And then the $15 coupon. So it's really important for you to know what each of these represent. So we haven't been multiplying, we're not getting that until the next unit, multiplying decimals. But I want you to remember this represents 3 groups of. So I'm going to put 3 groups of $9.75. So another way that we can do it, and I'm going to solve my problems out to the side. Remember we talked about solving to the problem on the side, not in our triangle. And a lot of you are forgetting about it, so you cannot go back to your bad habits, but start those new ones and stick to it. So if this means 3 groups of $9.75, here's one group, here's another group, and so I'm going to add my 2 groups first. 5 plus 5 is 10, carry my 1. 7 plus 7 is 14, plus 1 is 15. Bring down my decimal. 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 1 is 1950. Remember, we're talking about money. Now I'm going to bring in my 3rd group, that's $9.75. 5 plus 0 is 5. 7 plus 5 is 12. Carry my 1. 9 plus 9 is 18, plus 1 is 19. Carry my 1. 1 plus 1 is 2. So this is, and I'm going to put it here, $29.25. Put my bracket around there. I need to add, bring down my 3 times 18 and my $15. Next, I'm going to solve for 3 times 18. Again, this is 3 groups of $18. So I'm going to represent it by 18 plus 18. 8 plus 8 is 16. 1, 2, 3, that's 36. And I could have multiplied it out because you've been doing this before. 8 plus 6 is 14. Carry my 1, 3, 4, and 5. And that makes it 54. So I'm going to bracket my $29.25 plus 54. And that's $54. Those are wholes. I don't see any decimals here, right? There's the imaginary decimal, which means that everything after that are zeros. Now I want to go through to make sure that you're understanding. I had 1 group, 2 groups, that's 3 groups of 18 equal to 54. I could have also done 18 times 3, where 3 times 8 is 24. 3 times 1 is 3 plus 2 equals 5. And so there is my 54. Again, I have 3 groups of 18. Now I'm going to, it tells me I need to add these next. So I'm going to take my, and some of you are pulling in right into that. That's very confusing, and that's a really bad habit to start. So I really need you to focus on breaking that habit. So I'm writing with pen. You have to write with pencil, but I'm writing with pen so that you can see it. I have 54. Okay. There's nothing after that, so it's $54. Now I'm going to add $29.25. My decimals are lined up. This is 25 cents, 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 5, 6, 7. So that's $83.25. That's how much she spent on that jewelry of 3 bracelets and 3 necklaces. But she had that coupon, and that coupon was for $15. So now I'm going to subtract that out. And remember, I'm doing all my computations on this side or on this side. So I have $83.25. And remember, that's 15 holes. So my holes, I'm going to put my decimal here, go to the left, and nothing is on the right. Subtract that out, because this is my next one. And then I have my 25. I cannot take, and some of you are getting this confused because you're trying to take 5 out of 3 and say you have 2. Need you to get in that habit of putting in the number that's up there, so it's 3. Can you take 5 out of that? Nope, so you need to regroup it. So I'm taking 8, that becomes 7, and bringing my 10 over to the ones. So if you want to, you can cross that out and put 13 above that. Okay, so I have 13 minus 5 is 8. 7 minus 1 is 6. So she spent $68.25 on 3 necklaces and 3 bracelets. And that's your answer. But do you see how my computations are over here? And I put the answer and I went step by step by step by step. Some of you were not doing that on your assessment today, and you got yourself very confused and you missed steps. If you do that on benchmark, I can't go back and tell you what to do. You're going to have to do it because it's your assessment to see how much you remember. All right, let's look at number 2. Again, I need to go step by step. And I'm going to go to, where do I go first? Absolutely. Go to my parentheses. So I'm going to do my 44 minus 5 plus 3 equals 8. Close that up, times 27. Next, I have 44 minus 8. So if you're not sure what that is, work your problems out to the side. You need to regroup. Again, I have 4. Can't take out 8 out of that. So my 3, I'm going to cross that out. Becomes a 14. 14 minus 8 is 6. Bring down my 3. The answer is 36. I'm going to bracket that because that's where I have times 27. Now I'm not going to add 27 36 times. I have 3 groups of 27. I'm going to multiply that out. There's a couple of different ways. You already should know the 2-digit times 2-digit. So 6 times 7 is 42. 6 times 2 is 12 plus 4 is 16. So it's 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. I'm going to cross out my 1s because I'm done with my 6. And do you see I'm going to put a 0 right underneath my 1s because I'm done. I'm going to put a line underneath my 10s because that's where I'm going next. 3 times 1 is 21. And I'm going to cross out my 4 and put a plus 2. 3 times 2 is 6, plus 2 is 8. And now I'm going to add it. 2 plus 0 is 2. 6 plus 1 is 7. 8 plus 1 equals 9. And the answer is C. If that is tough, so this is going to be 972. And then I put my answer there. Another way that you can do it is some of you have been doing the array model. or area model, and some are doing partial products or distributive properties. So whichever strategy, which we're going to go over into that more next week. Let's look at number 3. What is the value expression for this one right here? Again, where am I going to go first? We haven't been. Next week we're going to start multiplying decimals. So I have 2 groups, and I'm going to just write that. I have 2 groups of 1 and 2/10. And so I'm going to put my computation to the side, which means this is 1 group and this is 2 groups. 2 plus 2 equals 4. Bring down my decimal. 1 plus 1 is 2. And so this is 2 and 4/10. Bring down my 4 and 5/10. Subtract that out, and my 4 here. Now remember, we said that the 4 next to it means multiplication, but I still have to do everything in my brackets. Remember, it's my grouping sets first. Now what some of you are doing that I saw on your test is you were taking 2 and 4/10 and then subtracting out. Again, stop that habit, guys. It's going to really get you confused. Your larger number is on top always. If I have only 5 apples, I can't take 8 more apples out of 5 apples. That's not possible. So your larger number is on top. I have my 4 and 5/10, and I'm lining up my decimals, and I'm going to subtract that by 2 and 4/10. Again, I'm doing it on the side. 5 minus 4 is 1. Bring down my decimal. 4 minus 2 is 2. So I have 2 and 1/10 bracket times 4. All right. Again, we have not been multiplying by decimals, so you can simply say that you're going to have 4 groups of 2 and 1/10. So I'm going to, if I know what 2 and 1/10 is, and I'm adding it twice, bring down my decimal, that is 4 and 2/10. Well, if I do that again, I can add. So I'm going to just do it for those to make sure that you understand. It's 4 and 2/10. So this is 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, 4 groups. And I have a partial sum and a partial sum, and I need to add those up. 4 and 2/10 is 8 and 4/10. Okay? And that's my answer there. And so the answer is F. Again, it is about keeping it neat. You guys are scattering all your computations all over the page, not having any idea what you're doing. Get another sheet of paper so that you can see what you're solving for. Number 4, the value is equivalent. What value is equivalent to this expression? Again, we're going to be solving or simplifying this. I have to do what's in the parentheses first, but I'm going to write this down again because there's my words there, and I don't want to have any interference with what I'm doing. So I need to do what's in the parentheses first, so I'm going to take my 13 and 2/10 because it's my larger number, and I'm going to add 3 and 8/10. See how I'm lining up my decimals? I'm adding that together. Bring down my decimal. 8 plus 2 equals 10. 3 plus 3 plus 1 equals 7. And no carries. And bring down my 1. So I have 17, and that's it. So it's a whole number. Bring down subtract my 6, and multiply my 8. Now we're doing GEMDAS, remember? So it's grouping. We did all the groups.